Now let me tell you something. I was sitting on a busted lawn chair, sipping some fantastic apple juice on a late Sunday afternoon, and I suddenly heard this sound. It was like a million bald eagles screaming down the highway. And I swear on Meemaw's peach cobbler, this low-slung, spaceship bow-tie wearing vehicle comes sliding around the corner like one possessed devil. Now that thing was a C8 Corvette. And by golly, it was louder than a bullfrog in mating season. Now, is this the same Corvette that Granddaddy used to have in the barn? Hell no. This is the 2025 Chevrolet C8 Corvette, and today we are answering the question of whether or not you can daily drive one. You're new around here, so I'll go easy on you. Fact is, majority of you who are watching this are not subscribed. What is wrong with you? Why won't you support your boy? You know what would bring a big smile to my face? Is if you hit that subscribe button. See, if you hit that subscribe button, I will personally deliver 6 bottles of fresh milk straight to your door. For the time being, there are no ads on my channel. No sponsors, nothing. So, subscribe while you can, and while you can enjoy this wonderful ad-free automotive YouTube content from yours truly. Thanks, and back to the video. What's up, Curiosity Crew? Today, we are heading up north to Greeley and visiting our friends over at Yoder Chevrolet. I believe we're going to be focused on C8 Corvettes today. So like usual, I'm going to try my best to get through a few key areas to consider when daily driving a C8 Corvette, such as the interior, exterior, tech, driving experience, and whatever else we can talk about. But yes, I believe they have 3 Corvettes up there for us today. 2 are definitely 2025. There's a 2LT and a 3LT. There are so many different packages for this car. Kind of follows suit with older Corvette models. There we go. We actually have the third one here. It's a pre-owned 2024 Corvette Stingray 3LT. So those are the 3 that we're working with today. Some pretty new, spicy Corvettes. So what's interesting about the Corvette is all the way up until the C7, which is the 7th generation of Corvette, they all kind of followed a similar storyline where it's a big V8 up front, rear wheel drive, and that's it. With the C8, they completely changed that. They put the engine in the back, and it's a mid-engined supercar essentially now. My thing was, why? Why did they have to change it up so much? And it was because with the C6 and C7s, they were running into essentially performance limitations of the car. So if you were to continue to add more weight to the engine, it would actually lighten the rear wheels more. So in order to take the Corvette to its next level of performance, they had to move that engine closer to the rear wheels. Of course, they could have taken the other approach where they continued to scoot the engine further and further back while elongating the car, kind of like a AMG, I think it's the AMG GT if I'm not mistaken, where the hood is just super long, kind of looks like a Viper, and that would kind of destroy the look of the Corvette. Granted, the C8 doesn't really look a whole lot like any of the past Corvettes that we're used to, and Corvette's been hinting at a mid-engine option for quite some time. It's just cool to see that they finally did it. But let's go ahead and take a look at the specs for each of the cars that we're looking at today. I have no idea which one I'm going to be driving today, if any. So the 2025 2LT, this one's torch red, interior is jet black, Napa leather. Fuel efficiency on this one is 16 city, 25 highway, and this one has the 6.2 liter V8. The Z06 comes with the flat plane, I think it's a 5.0 if I'm not mistaken, so I don't think there's any Z06s there today, so we're probably going to be sticking with the crossplane. It's got all the bells and whistles, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, automatic climate control, backup camera, Bluetooth, lane departure warning, lane keep assist, leather seats, parking sensors. So most of the Corvettes kind of sit around that 500 mark. So the ones that we're going to be dealing with today are probably going to be 490, 495 or so. 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds, which is insane. The other one that we're probably going to be palling around with is this white 2025 3LT. So this one is Arctic white, and then it has the jet black Napa leather on the inside as well. Yep, this one is, again, around that 490 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. And then the final one, which is the pre-owned. Yeah, this one is the 2024 3LT. The exterior is hypersonic gray metallic. And once again, that interior is a jet black Napa leather. This one's also the cross-plane 6.2 V8. And yeah, same horsepower, same torque. So yeah, 2LT and 3LT packages are what we're going to be checking out today. I'm excited. Are you excited? You better be, boy. Thank you so much to Yoder Chevrolet for letting us swing by on a lovely, cold Saturday to check out the Corvettes. We got the front lift on this one. Yonk.
That's a real experience.
Yeah. That was the first time I've ever used a front lift.
That's the first time I've been in a car that did a front lift.
It is nice how quick that actuates.
Yeah, usually it's like a few seconds.
Alright, what's up guys? We are here in the 2025 C8. I believe this is the LT2 or the LT3. I'll correct myself on screen. But we're taking it for a little ride right now, and we've got 2 other C8s around us, as well as a C7, and we're just getting some rollers for the upcoming Shift Colorado magazine issue. But yeah, so far this thing feels extremely pleasant. It's not harsh by any means. Like, these roads are definitely not the best, and it's gliding right over it, which is super nice. Ooh, bump here. That handled it fantastic. Let's check visibility here. So, looking over my shoulders, it's pretty rough. There's a huge blind spot back there. But with the larger mirrors and the fantastic rear view digital cam, visibility is not too bad. If you're used to driving a sports car of any kind, you'll be right at home. But yeah, so far the steering is super smooth, very easy to move the wheel back and forth. It does feel pretty muted, so I'm not getting like a lot of road feel through it, but that's pretty common for modern sports cars and supercars. The engine right now is limited to 3,500 RPMs, just because it is a new car and it's still going through that break-in period. For a second I thought that it said that the outside temperature is 156 degrees Fahrenheit, but it's actually just the oil temperature. One thing that I noticed is the heads-up display. It's pretty solid, it's not intrusive by any means. Steering wheel, it's square. Am I a fan of it? Yes. It is interesting though, the buttons are placed extremely low, so that's something to get used to because you're holding the steering wheel a lot lower to get to those buttons if you want to use them. So far I'm really enjoying the brake feel on this. It's nice and natural, not too stiff or sensitive. We've only gotten up to 30 miles per hour, but it's pretty quiet in here, I'd say.
Now we gotta let Jake in. So, Marty, I need you to move your butt.
Up that way? Like here?
There you go. And then Jake, move over a little bit more to your left, Marty. A little bit more. A little bit more. Come up behind, come closer right there, perfect. Now just a little bit closer to us.
I will say the HVAC is a little bit to get used to on this spine right here. You're doing a whole lot of this, and I'm sure it'll become muscle memory over time, but it is odd to get used to. More odd than I thought it was going to be. But I am glad that they have buttons there. It is clearly labeled though, so it makes it very clear. I will say throttle response is super solid. Plenty of power even at the low speeds.
It's currently running on 4 cylinders right now. It's a V4.
Ah, I didn't even know that it had that.
Yeah, it's cylinder deactivation.
I mean, that makes sense because the miles per gallon is insane for a naturally aspirated 8-cylinder.
Coming up to the end.
Turning radius in these are actually really solid.
End it!
Yeah, so the C8 definitely doesn't lack on power by any means. It's actually very linear and predictable, it seems like. It's not really like breaking your neck necessarily, but I know that we're not flooring it all the way, of course, because it's still a break-in car. But yeah, I mean, it just feels like it's nice and predictable, which I'm a fan of. Yeah, the cooled seats definitely feel very solid. And actually, the seats themselves are comfier than I remember. I sat in a 2020 model when they first came out, and I was like, not the biggest fan. Oh, as far as headroom, there is plenty. I don't think anybody's gonna run into any issues with that, unless they're absolute giants. Materials overall feel super good. Very high quality. Super nice in here. Pretty damn luxurious. I just found out that there's a bunch of lumbar support and bolster adjustments on the seat, which I'm always a sucker for. On the HVAC center spine here with all the buttons, one thing that's interesting is that it's all geared towards the driver. So the passenger, when they want to turn on their heated or cooled seat, it's kind of an awkward maneuver you have to do to get that to work. All right, so one really nice thing about the C8's tech is that it has a ton of cameras. So you can see pretty much every angle of the car that you need when you're parking, which is always handy. And then otherwise, you've got a whole bunch of other bells and whistles where, you know, it's got the safety equipment, lane monitoring, etc. Yeah, so it's also got the Z51 package. You can see the little Z over there. And when you press that, it comes up with a Z mode, which lets you adjust everything to how you like. Yeah, another thing that I noticed is that the dash itself goes like way up there. I wonder how the glare is because of the angle of the windshield. Another thing that I was looking at was the shifter. It's a little bit interesting to get used to, but you've got 2 buttons, one for park, one for neutral, and then you've got lift ups on the reverse and drive, plus a manual mode. And if you look at the center speaker between the 2 seats, at the right angle, you can actually see a Corvette emblem. You can probably see it right there on camera. Pretty cool, nice little Easter egg. Speaking to the exterior of the car, it's just a real nice, low-slung supercar style design, and I am a huge fan of it. It's aggressive in all the right areas, it's angular. The headlights have these wonderful LED running lights, and I'm a sucker for those. The front of the car actually seems like it's a little bit high for the design, but overall it comes together nicely. The taillights of the vehicle do remind me of kind of a Corvette and Camaro hybrid. The exhaust points are nice and aggressive, they're integrated into the bumper. And then all of them have a little bit of black accents pretty much everywhere. Some packages even come with carbon fiber accents, especially in the engine bay. The wheels themselves from the factory look pretty solid as well. They fill the fender wells nicely, and they've got a good design to them. I have heard that they can be a little bit brittle on certain pothole-ridden roads, but again, the look of them is great. A lot of good options to choose from there. Of course, with it being a sports car, supercar, it is low to the ground and there's not much clearance. So if you are going to be daily driving this, make sure you get some snow tires, and also do not take this out in crazy high snow. At the back of the vehicle, you've also got a wonderful little wing for most of the models, and that just adds a nice little accent. It's not overdone or chintzy in any way. And I do love that the standard coupe design has the glass covering. That way you can see the engine
You always feel like you're looking at a piece of jewelry when you have a glass window in the back like that.
Hey guys, Marty here with Shift Colorado Magazine. Today we're here with the 2025 C8 Corvette, and the door handles are right here. They're kind of hidden. It's something to get used to. What do you guys think about the door handles on the C8 Corvette? Marty here with Shift Colorado here. Today we're up at Yoder Chevrolet, and they graciously are letting us take out these Corvettes and have a fun time with them. And just checking out all of the different aspects of it, figuring out what we like, what we don't like, and we're going to write up a pretty sweet story for the upcoming issue. One of the fun facts about the Corvette C8s is that the mirrors are actually different lengths. So the driver's side is shorter and the passenger side is longer. They did this because if the mirrors were the same length, they would actually have an issue on the passenger side. The A-pillar would essentially block out the mirror itself. So, little Corvette C8 fun fact for you.
All right, so we are getting towards the end of our time with the C8 Corvette lent to us by Yoder. It's been pretty sweet. Just seems like a really solid car. The throttle response is definitely there. Yeah, again, just brakes feel super good. Really comfy place to be overall. The tech is really easy to figure out. It's all labeled nicely. But yeah, I think for its price point, this is an incredible value for the money. Looks great, sounds great, it's comfortable. And from what I've heard on the reliability side of things, you know, the 2020s didn't really have too many issues. Other than a few electronic issues and I think a couple of transmission faults, but it doesn't seem too bad. Of course, it's been about 5 years since these have come out, so I'm curious to see how these are going to fare over the next 10 to 15 years and see if they are still reliable or not. But yeah, overall, I'd say it's a 9 out of 10, especially for a car enthusiast. You can't really go wrong with it.
Would you take this over a Porsche?
Yeah.
That came in, slots in this price wise.
Yes. I personally would, because I'm not much of a Porsche guy.
Then would you take this over a 911?
Yeah. I would. I like the look of it more.
Do you think this is currently the best American car on sale, sports car wise?
Yeah, because they discontinued a lot of them. Like we don't really have the Demons, like the Dodge Demons, or I think Camaros are done too, if I'm not mistaken. So kind of, yeah, it's like this or the Ford Mustang. I think those are the only two real options, unless I'm missing something. But yeah, I'd say this is probably the most modern American car that I would consider buying.
Is this a supercar or a sports car?
Oh, well, I mean, supercar in my mind is real nice and simple. You gotta have a sleek-looking, low-slung design. It's gotta sound really good, and you gotta have an engine in the middle. And this checks all those boxes, so I would say it fits the supercar mold pretty well. Well, guys, that was a blast. Again, a massive thank you to Yoder Chevrolet for letting us drive those and experience them and being able to write about them. It goes without saying, if you are in the Colorado area, especially if you're a little bit further north, for sure check out Yoder Chevrolet for any of your Corvette purchasing needs. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. What do you think about the C8 Corvettes? I would love to hear your comments. Actually, I can't hear your comments, I can only read them. Would love to read your comments. But with all that being said, I upload every single Sunday, and I will see you in the next one.